What's up, friends? Oh, it's not working. It's not working. Please work. Please start working. Please, camera. Please work, camera. I ask very little of you. Oh, it's gonna work. I can feel it. It's gonna work. Oh, God, it's not gonna work. My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. You can't see me. That's probably a good thing. Oh, please, come on. Camera, please. Camera works. Hold on. I forgot to do this. Oh yeah, we haven't had technical problems in a hot minute. What's up, friends? My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Usually things work, but today they're not. In the chat, we've got many wonderful people. I'm trying to pull them over onto the right monitor so that I can read some of their names, because that's what we do around here. Maniac FPV, Flying Brian, JFPV, Rimmy Tim, Ed K, Dauntless FPV, Xenakis, Nevin is here. Everybody go check out FPV Exchange, or I will cut you. Toxic FPV in the house, Richard, Broken Prop, Free Range Chicken, T1, Ledley, Flying Ram, Obese Quads, The Gaming Dude. I can never say Obese Quad's name without giggling because I'm an 8-year-old. Flying Ram, Rick Zapato, Odysseus Prime, Aaron FPV, RC Ritter FPV, Beam FPV, RC Ritter again, John Solo, T-Bird in the house, John Solo again, Carbon Cage, standing upside down. Carbon Cage right now and his child are standing upside down. Can you guys believe that? The gravity is pulling them upwards. They are upside, like Like, see up there? That's the ceiling. They're standing on the ceiling, and gravity is pulling them up into it. It's crazy. They live in Australia. I live in America. Family Guy vs. Solo FPV, Marcos Savitas, Richard Abraham, Chomper FPV. All right, and there's where I started cursing in the chat. So we're going to leave it there. If you would like to tag me, I'm sorry, if you would like for me to read... Wait, no, that's not what I say. If you would like to talk to me directly in the chat, this is what I say. All you got to do is type CiottiFPV. You can put the @ in front of it, but you actually don't have to. If you type CiottiFPV in my chat, it will light up in orange, and I will know that you're trying to talk to me. Otherwise, I'm going to assume that you guys are talking amongst yourselves in the chat. The chat does stay with these live streams, so behave, because if not, there's going to be like 1,000+ people that see you misbehave in the chat. So, you know, be nice. And, yeah, I'm the one with the camera pointing at me, but you guys are here hanging out with me and giving good info. We hang out over on Patreon. We call ourselves The Collective because we're a bunch of nerds and most of us like Star Trek. Not that that has anything to do with this. But, yeah. Bunch of really smart people. I'm the one with the camera pointing it at himself. I got tricked into that, but lots of people in the chat that are just as, if not smarter, than I am. And that's okay. That's how the world works, man. A bunch of people have tagged me already. Let's take a look. Free Range Chicken saying hello. T-Bird calling me the 4-inch king. Carbon Cage saying hello. Maniac FPV called me a hemorrhoid. Chomper FPV said, don't cuss at me. FPV Trucker saying, yo, double A in the house is, okay. YouTube did the thing. Oh my God. Excuse me. That was brutal. I almost threw up on that one. Double A says, is Rotor Riot going to have volunteers this year at Rampage? I have not heard anything on that. They are Double A. They just posted about it today. Drew actually reached out to me about a month ago. And I've been talking to the new person that is, so it's not Sean and his wife this year that are going to be running the event. It's a brand new person. So yeah, I've been talking to this new person for the last month or so, trying to remember everything that I possibly can that went wrong with it. But just today, I think Gage Henry posted on the Rotor Riot group, hey, looking for volunteers, fill out the thing. If you can't find it, Double A, let me know, and I will see if I can dig up the volunteer entry form thing. But it's on Facebook. It's definitely on Facebook. I saw it earlier. Maybe I saw it yesterday. I saw it at some point. It's there. If you can't find it, let me know, and I'll do the thing, the place. Zanakis says, those dives and Matty Flips never get old in your intro. Mesmerizing. Thank you, Nevin. Hope you're doing well. Another reason to get all up on that FPV Exchange train is that Nevin works in, like, hospitals and has sort of been on, like, the front lines for the whole time that coronavirus has been around. So, yeah, he's, like, one of those heroes, you know, that are kind of risking their own lives. So, you know, just another reason to support a really cool website that he also made because, I don't know, he's one of those people that can, like, do a million things in life really well. And then I'm over here just, like, trying to do one thing really well. So I always look at Nevin, I'm like, damn, this guy is a maniac. And I love it. And, yeah, it's good to have people in your life that you can kind of, like, look up to in that way. Yeah, people that can get a lot of really good stuff done. I've always been very, very jealous of, and I look at those people with I don't know, put a word there that makes sense for me, so that I seem smart just now, if you don't mind. Abraham says you're behind already. Read faster. All right. Drone Pilot says hey. Dustin Gable says yo yo yo. Family Guyver says what's up. This is what we're gonna have to do from now on. It's just gonna have to be crazy. Maniac FPV says I'm still shoeless. Maniac FPV lost a shoe in a tree trying to get a quad out the other day. Maniac, before you threw those shoes up there, I hope they were cheap shoes. You might have. I mean, I know there's expensive shoes out there. Hopefully you didn't you didn't throw a $1,000 shoe up into a tree to save a $200 quad. Flying Brian says, you giving away the shark bite tonight. I am not, Flying Brian, although I probably will at some point. The shark bite was sent over by FPV Exchange for me to do a review and test and all that good stuff. And it's taken months to get the 12-centimeter cable because it was out of stock. But I finally have it. So, yeah, I'm going to put shark bite into this glide and give it a little review. Not that anybody cares anymore because everybody already did their shark bite reviews. Although, maybe, you know, there haven't been reviews in a while and it'll get some attention. But, yeah, Nevin tried to get me on that first, like, hype train, and I failed because I didn't realize. Well, two things happened. What I should have done is I should have realized that the cable that it came with was plenty long for the Cinesplore. And it also makes a lot of sense to have HD in Cinewhoops. So I should have realized that, and I'm really pissed that I didn't. Because I was all excited about Shark Bite, and I wanted to put it in really, really bad, and then I didn't have the cable, and I looked everywhere for the cable, and it didn't exist because it's a fairly like specific thing. So yeah, it's my own fault, but it is gonna get built. And Stacy Wright, yes, thank you, Xenakis. Stacy Wright is her name. She's the new one that's organizing Rotor Riot Rampage. In terms, if anybody cares whether or not I'm going to be there, I have the exact same standpoint as Joshua Bardwell, where like in the middle of April, towards the end of April, if coronavirus is still a thing, I'm not going. I'm sorry guys, but yeah, I'm not getting the virus. I'm just not. Like, that's just the way it is. So yeah, hopefully, we'll see. There's no hopefully. We'll see what happens. As a volunteer, I don't have to worry about buying a ticket. And living in Georgia, I don't have to worry about buying a plane ticket either. So it's easy, you know. It's easy for me. For you guys, I don't know. Last time it sold out. So on one hand, it's like, well, you kind of can't wait because it'll potentially sell out. I don't know. Maybe I'm tempted to say, like, maybe if everybody says to Rotor Riot, like, yo, you gotta it's an impossible situation because it's like, if everybody says to Rotor Riot, like, hey, you gotta be willing, like, I'll buy this ticket, this expensive ticket, right? They're expensive, but you gotta refund me if, you know what I mean? If like, we can't get our shit together here in the U.S. with the coronavirus, which my guess is going to be that we won't. I mean, we haven't yet, and a big portion of the country is going to refuse to get the vaccine. So I have very little confidence that by May, it'll be under control here in this country. I think it'll be under control in the rest of the world, but yeah, I mean, let's just be honest here. So yeah, it's we'll see. We'll see. Julian Vincent tagged me and said hello. No, he didn't. He just tagged me. Marcos Savitas says, what was that about? My camera wasn't working. Oh my god. Okay. Scrolling back up. YouTube did the thing. Come on, YouTube. Don't punish me so bad for trying to read all of the comments that people have tagged me in. It's really annoying. There we go. Rick Zapata says, I need a frame recommendation for 1404. Oh, hold on. Giveaways are going to happen when I get caught up on chat. So stop tagging me in the chat for a little bit. All right, until we do the giveaways. How about that? I'm just going to start saying that. So don't tag me in the chat for a little bit. I think I can get caught up on this chat in roughly 15 minutes because I'm only at 10:08. I'm only 8 minutes behind. So, yeah, roughly 10:30 the giveaways will happen. The way the giveaways work is there's 4 of them every other Monday. One of them is a super chat giveaway that anybody can get in. And then the other 3 giveaways are run through Patreon. The reason I do that is because Patreon allows me to group you guys up in individual tiers, and each tier represents the giveaways in that particular price bracket. So, Tiny Whoop and Toothpick giveaway parts are in a $5 a month tier. 3-inch brushless and Cinewhoop stuff is in the $10 a month tier. And then 5-inch parts and frames and motors and that kind of stuff are in the 5-inch $20 a month tier. This way, you guys don't win stuff that you can't use, and somebody that just wants to win Tiny Whoop parts, which are cheap for me to buy, can pay less per month. There is also, if you really want to support me, and you have Tiny Whoops, and you have Cinewhoops, and you have 5-inch rigs, there's basically $30 a month or more, because you guys can put whatever number you want into Patreon, get you entered into all 3 of those giveaways. The $5 a month, the $10 a month, and the $20 a month. A $40 value for so that's how the giveaways work. We're going to do them as soon as I get caught up on the chat here. So please hold off on tagging me for just a couple minutes. About to get caught up. Here we go. Rick Cepeda needs frame recommendations for 1404 6000 kV motors. Rick, I would do the... so that's 1404s, in my opinion, are a 2.5 inch... are a motor for 2.5 inch props. Rick, so without knowing, Rick just gave me a chance to shill just a little bit more. Over on CiottiFPV.com, there are a ton of different ways that you can support me. A bunch of affiliate links if you're ever doing an order on Amazon or GetFPV or Oh My God's website or FPV Crate or Banggood. You can just click these affiliate buttons. You don't even have to buy the thing that, like for example, the GetFPV affiliate link, I just randomly grabbed one. It doesn't matter. You don't have to buy this Crossfire. Just by the fact that you clicked on that, it put my CiottiFPV info into your shopping cart. So yeah, you don't have to buy this, but you just have to click that link, and now your shopping cart is set up for me to be your affiliate, whatever thingy. So yeah, that's a way you can definitely support me. There's Patreon, of course, that we've been talking about. Etsy, there are some stickers and super random hardware over there. The stickers are super fun. You're going to love them. And then Fiverr. Over here on Fiverr, one of the things that I'm doing is build planning. I will spec out the best parts for your FPV drone. And a part of that is a conversation that we have about where you fly, how you fly, who your favorite pilots are. I have a whole big list of questions that I hit you guys with. And at the end of those questions, I have a really good feel for the appropriate frame and motors and flight controller and yada, yada, yada. But here, Rick asked, the base sort of question. So I'm going to assume that Rick is a freestyle pilot. And I'm going to assume that he wants to be somewhere in the 150 gram all-up weight range. And I'm going to say that at the moment, I'm really digging the... and also, he said 1404s. 1404s are a 2.5 inch prop motor, 6,000 kV. That's either 3S or 4S scaled down. So I'm a big fan at the moment of the Ripsqueak frame, and you can get 2.5 inch arms for it. Fair warning, I have not gotten the Ripsqueak that we just got finished building. I've not got it totally dialed in. There's a strange tuning issue going on. But the frame itself seems really, really good. The arms are nice and strong. It ticks pretty much all the boxes. There might be a chance of a Ciotti-ish FPV frame coming from Tomo Quads in the future. But for right now, this is really it. I also don't know of any other good 3-inch or 2.5 inch frames, freestyle frames. So Rick, yeah, that's gonna be my recommendation. BQE Ripsqueak Micro with the 2.5 inch arms. That's the best that I've seen. I wish I could recommend the Rotoria CB 2.5 to you because I like that frame better. But unfortunately, it doesn't exist anymore. So yeah, maybe there'll be something even better coming out in the future. I'm working on it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Thanks for the opportunity to pimp out my Fiverr page, Rick. That was kind of you. You didn't even know you were doing it. Josh Leher says, good freestyle. Thanks, man. Test Pilot ERB says, when are you going to come to New Jersey or Pennsylvania to fly with Brad? I want to join. As soon as it's safe, Test Pilot, you know? Like, I would love to go up and Brad has had a new house, a gorgeous new house for, like, the whole time of the pandemic, and I'm dying to go up and see it. But I ain't getting within 1,000 feet of an airplane until there's a reasonable expectation that I won't die. Broken Prop FPV says, nice freestyle at the start of your stream. Thanks, brother. Julian Vincent says, the 4-inch king. Ask his wife. Martin L. Zigray says, good evening. Billy's Bikes is here. Martin says, when are you coming to the Pacific Northwest? Martin, you've asked me the other place that we were supposed, for my birthday in 2020, we were supposed to go see Portland because we're trying to move there at some point. And yeah, still waiting. Cannot wait to to leave Atlanta, Georgia. Oh yeah, that's not true. Can't wait to you know, have a little bit more normal of a vacation. Carbon Cage says, Cage thought that was awesome. You cracked him up standing upside down. Very cool. Don Ladd says, here we go again, bro. What do you mean, Don? Martin L. Zinger with a $5 super chat says, when are you coming to the Pacific Northwest? Thanks, Martin. Soon. I want it. I weird thing to say. I want to, yeah, go there. What am I saying? Frank Nicholas says, the word is admiration. That's one of the words. That's not the word my brain was grasping for, but that word would have totally worked. E-Doc says, RC Ritter, you got to spell CiottiFPV properly. So when I look one comment above, thank you for that, E-Doc. RC Ritter says, need some AIO flight controllers for Whoops. Replace Beta FPV Twig XL and 95 V3. Want to build a baby tooth out of want to build a baby tooth but out of stock over there. Should I get the same or 3 different ones? Need some AIO flight controllers for Whoops. Well, here's the thing, RC Ritter. The 95X V3 needs kind of a beefy AIO, but then I don't even know what the Twig XL is. What's the Twig XL? Why are there so goddamn many different rigs? Like, there's just no... Oh, okay. So that's not going to need as big of an ESC. And then was the third one the... and then the baby tooth is only down on 1S. So with the baby tooth, you don't really need much. So I don't... I mean, you can't buy 3 cheaper ESCs because they're going to blow up on the 95X V3, but then it doesn't really make sense to buy 3 big nasty AIOs because it would just be wasted on the Twig and on the baby tooth. So I would... The 95X V3 actually requires a very specific AIO. So figure out whatever that is, and just get that one straight up. Like, just treat the 95X V3 as a completely separate thing. I just saw somebody on Facebook earlier today that said if you were thinking about getting a Beta FPV version 3 AIO for your 95X V3, don't, because the USB port doesn't line up. And that is a big deal on that 95X V3 frame because Beta FPV really made it difficult to plug into the damn thing, unfortunately. So Yeah, I think the only AIO for that 95X V3 is the Beta FPV V4. I haven't looked into it super deeply because I haven't built mine yet. At some point, I will build it, and I'll know, but that's probably going to be too late for you. On the other two, on the Twig and on the Baby Tooth, I would go to FPV Cycle, and whatever Bob has in stock in terms of toothpick AOs, I would just get that because he's the guy that's done the majority of the testing, and he is a dentist, so he's not relying on FPV for money. So he sells the things that perform the best rather than selling the things that make him money, because he doesn't care about making money at all on the website, as evidenced by the fact that he sells most of his frames for cost. So yeah, that's a little top tip for toothpick AIOs. Just go on FPV Cycle and whatever. And the other thing that happens is Bob, like, he will sell like the AIO that's best right now, but then if another one comes out and he tests it and it's better, he will stop selling that one and just start selling the new one. So like his website is this really cool like ongoing parts list of what the best toothpick AIOs are. So there you go, life hack for you guys. Good question, RC Reader. Frank Nicholas says this shark bite review will be the CiottiFPV review. Be sure to do something with the firmware on the VTX and the receiver. Yeah, I'm gonna have to learn all that nonsense. Creamy BFPV says, I haven't seen many reviews on the smaller Sharkbite VTX. Unfortunately, you're not going to see one from me either, Creamy B. I don't have the smaller one. I only have the bigger one. I don't think the smaller one's been available. I think the smaller VTX is sort of brand new. It is a much lower power. And I'm putting it on a 5-inch rig. So, and I don't think I would put that lower power one on a Cinewoop either. So we'll see. We'll see what if I'll say this. If I decide to stick with Sharkbite, for sure I will be putting it onto a Tiny Whoop. I think if I can figure out a way to also carry an Insta360 Go. Which now that I say it, I can't think of a mount that'll do that. But maybe there is a mount out there that'll take a nano camera and an Insta360 Go. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Remy Tim hooked me up with via Facebook Messenger, CiottiFPV. Thank you all three of you. You're certainly welcome, AA. Obese Quad says, how do you like the Moon Goat versus the Glide? Thinking of switching my Armatans over to Glides. I love that. Moon Goat is thus far, I haven't crashed it, I haven't bashed it up, but from like a design standpoint and from like an availability of parts standpoint, the Moon Goat is, you can use the Moon Goat interchangeably with the Apex. The Moon Goat and the Apex are pretty much the exact same thing. They are straight up 5-inch freestyle rigs. They don't have a ton of ability to like change things about them to do more cinematic kind of stuff, and the Glide does. Namely, the dead cat arms in the front allow you to drop your HD camera angle down all the way to like 0 degrees without getting any props in view. And that's kind of a big deal because that allows you to hover. Like, and that opens up some interesting sort of things that you can do with the rig. The Moon Goat is not as heavy as the Apex, and the weight of the Apex was arguably the thing that still has me not buying one and trying it, because 120 grams is just a little bit too much. The Moon Goat is 105 grams, and I know 15 grams doesn't sound like a lot, but the Glide is 97 grams, so now we're talking about 20 plus grams of difference, and 20 even 15 grams is very hard to find on a 5-inch rig. So yeah, it's the Moon Goat is a great frame. It closes that gap, but there's still not the option to go to 0 degrees camera angle with it. So if it crashes really, really, really well, I'll be super interested in it. But I mean, the Apex doesn't crash that well. Like, now that the Apex has been out for a while, and I've heard from people that I trust, and I know how they fly, and I know how they crash, the Apex doesn't really crash any better than the Glide. It doesn't seem, mainly because the specific hardware that you have to run in the Apex breaks. The arms don't break, but the hardware breaks. And the heads break off the hardware, and then you have to deal with getting the screws out of annoying places. So yeah, it's interesting, right? Like the only complaint I ever hear about the Glide, and I hear this fairly infrequently, is that the arms break. And every single time I hear that, I explain to the person, like, cool, what would you rather break? The motor? The base plate? The hardware? And in every single case, that the person goes, oh, yeah, okay. A $5 arm that you can swap out with 6 bolts, right? I'd rather have that be the thing that breaks. And it takes a good amount of force to do that. Like, the Glide arms are very, very strong, but they will break. And that's on purpose. Like, they've been specifically designed and you know, material removed, material added, so that they break before all the other more annoying and more expensive and more time-consuming stuff that's going to break. Namely the motor. The motor is really, in my opinion, like, if you can do anything to save a motor, that's a big-ass win. And if you can, like... But the answer is obviously not making the arms so weak that the motor survives and the arms always break, right? It's a very fine line of, like, making the arm just strong enough but not too strong where it breaks all these other things, right? The shit rolls downhill. Something's always going to break. But making them strong enough that they're not breaking all the time. And in my opinion, the Glide has found that perfect balance. As long as you build it light. If you build it at like 750 grams, no, it's going to be a nightmare. But that's not what a lightweight frame is. Well, maybe that's... So I guess maybe that's... if the Moon Goat ends up being really strong, then the Moon Goat is the 650 plus gram freestyle frame. Interesting. But the Apex does not seem to, man, the hardware breaking on the Apex is that's rough, man. That's $100 frame, and it's supposedly the best frame. But my God, I have seen so many Apexes with those hardware, with the heads of that hardware just broken right off. And there hasn't been any indication that it was like a bad run, or like, it just seems like that's where the something's gonna break. What's it gonna be? I want it to be an arm 100% of the time, and yeah, the Glide has achieved that better than any other frame I've ever seen or talked to anybody about. All that being said, I haven't crashed the Moon Goat yet. Maybe the Moon Goat is the absolute end-all be-all. I hope that it is. I wouldn't be surprised if it is either. Tommy makes amazing stuff. So, yeah, no wrong answers. Rasta1979 says, please help me pick a new motor for 5-inch 4S freestyle. Money no issue. I'm new to FPV. I got the Rush HD ESC flight controller. Rasta... My favorite motor at the moment is the T-Motor F40 Pro 4. It's like the second lightest freestyle motor. It crashes really well. It's just a really good motor. I haven't tried them all. I've tried maybe 5 or 6 different 5-inch motors out of probably 50 or 60. you're not going to find anybody that has tried them all. So, yeah, motor. The biggest thing that you want to look for with which motor you should buy is like just look for the complaints more than anything else, because but see, it's really hard. If there's a lot of really good 5-inch motors out there, the vast majority of the 5-inch motors are really, really good. So if you close your eyes and point to a 5-inch motor, you're going to probably pick a really good one. There are certain motors that I see a lot of failures with. The one that we talk about here all the time is the Steel Stout V3s and the V2s and the V1s. But what you need to understand about those motors is that they're also the lightest weight motor option available. And with lightweight comes a little bit of fragility. So, yeah, the T-Motor F40 Pro 4s don't seem fragile, but they are still very light. They're like 29.8 grams or something like that. Don't quote me on that. But they're the next lightest motor that I was able to find. And so I started running them, and I've been totally happy with them. So I've just stayed with them. I've heard that the Smooks motors are really good, even though they have the stupidest name ever. The iFlight Zing motors are supposedly really good and really durable, but they're also very, very heavy. So a lot of different options. The only ones that I can super confidently say are like a really, really good money no object choice are the F40 Pro 4s, and it's a 2306, which is definitely what you want. So there's some info for you. Everybody has an opinion on 5-inch motors. Do yourself a favor, and as you're reading those opinions, be mindful of like if that person is a new pilot or if they ever crash, or you know what I mean? Like when you're reading reviews from people, do your due diligence and like look that person up on YouTube, maybe see if they have a channel at all. If they do have a channel, you get to see how they're flying, see if they ever crash, how they crash, where they crash. Don't look for a it's not about quantity, it's about quality. With everything, but yeah, in this case specifically. Tiago says the reviews are from the 5-inch and from a DJI perspective. Reviews. What reviews were we talking about, Tiago? Oh my god. Oh my god, I should know the answer to this. What were we talking about? Maybe it'll come to me. Chomper FPV says that's sort of why I'm hesitating to buy a ticket to Rampage. Yeah, Chomper, I don't envy the non-volunteers. I don't envy people that have to buy tickets to Rampage. I don't think I would buy a ticket. If I couldn't volunteer there, I don't think I would buy a ticket until April. Zanakis says, thanks, that means a lot. Just following your lead, man. I really don't know what to say. You don't got to say anything, Nevin. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're absolute lunatic slayer, master attacker, ninja man. RC Ritter says, neat, got that. Abraham says, having taken care of COVID patients for the last few months, I very much appreciate your discretion with regards to Rampage. Hopefully we're in a different place in April. Yeah, I agree, Aber. If you guys are annoyed by me talking about COVID, you need to take a step back and re-examine things. A ton of people are dying every single day. And if you can't listen to somebody talk about it, you're not taking it seriously enough. And if you're not taking it seriously enough, you're going to kill someone. All right? Don't do that. Like, A, just don't do it because then that person will be dead. But B, they track COVID back. And, like, there's a chance that you'll find out that you killed someone. And I don't think you want that on your conscience for the rest of your life. I certainly wouldn't. So please take it seriously. Please take it seriously. Scrolling back up to find my place. Holy hell, we are behind. This is what I'll do. I'm going to get caught up to the... I just saw a super chat. I'm going to get caught up to that super chat, and then that'll be a good place that I can see. Yeah, I got a plan. Chomper FPV says they had a clause on the ticket page about refund due to COVID. What did the clause say, Chomper? Did it say no refunds, or I'm assuming it's going to say no refunds, because for them, the company would go under if they had to plan this whole event and then refund people. If they are offering refunds, I'm blown away. But I can't possibly imagine that they would be able to do that. I also have some idea of what that site is going to cost them to rent out for the weekend. And it ain't cheap. It's they do... the company that owns that site does military training, SWAT teams, special forces, high-speed tactical training, and you can charge a lot of money when police departments and when the government is your client, right? Don Ladd says, I'd love to come to Rampage, but with COVID, it probably won't happen. Yeah, it sucks, Don. It sucks. But we got to be, look, we just, all that matters is that we all just suck it up so that the next time we're all together, there are as few people missing as possible. All right. Just keep that in your head. Like, let's just be miserable for a while, for as long as we need to here, so that less people die. Real uplifting stream here tonight. It's a serious topic, though. It really is, and it's very easy to forget how that we just need to be vigilant. We need to continue to be vigilant. Just because we have a new president, just because it's a new year, just because of all these things, doesn't mean that people aren't dying every day. So I don't feel bad reminding you guys and pouring 10 minutes in a 2-hour stream into it, in hopes that maybe somebody might not die. Eric Allen is in the house. License to Drive says, did you see Joshua lose it halfway through his stream because of Vanover's flying? I did not, License to Drive, but now that you said that, lose it in in a good way or a frustrating way? I'm gonna pull his stream up and just leave it here. And I took a shower halfway through his stream, so I missed it. I just, as I scrolled by, I saw someone, I think, type, anybody remember when Ciotti said he would be caught up in 10 minutes? Zenaka says, no promises yet on Rampage, but I'm trying to see what I can do as a volunteer, if anything, to help with COVID precautions and policies. Oh my God, Nevin, thank you. Holy shit. Organizer wants to be safe, can only minimize risk, though. Oh my God, yeah, right. Of all, you're the perfect person to help them out with that, dude. Righteous, hell yeah. All right, Big Daddy with a $5 super chat. He said this is gonna be where we do the giveaways. So, because this is where I'll be able to see this in the chat and know where I was. Big Daddy says Tiny Hawk 2 Race will do nothing unless the USB plug is plugged into the USB. Can you help? So, Big Daddy, what has more than likely happened there is the 5-volt back on the AIO board has failed. And what's going on is when you plug USB in, that USB plug is carrying 5-volt, and it's then sending 5-volt to the AIO and powering the AIO. But then when you put battery voltage to it, the battery's not at 5 volts. So the battery voltage comes up into the AIO, and there's this gray sort of square, it's called the BEC, and it converts that voltage coming from the battery to 5 volts. And that 5-volt BEC, or you hear people call it BEC a lot, that 5-volt BEC has more than likely failed. And yeah, it's just the exact situation you're describing is like what happens 99% of the time when those 5-volt BECs die. They die a good amount. They're one of the items that fails an awful lot in flight controllers and sometimes in ESCs. So yeah, it sucks, dude. What you can technically do is get an external 5-volt BEC and wire that in, but like on that little Tiny Hawk 2 race, that is going to be a nightmare. The more realistic option is just to get a new AAO board. I know it sucks, but maybe try getting in touch with who you bought it from if it's been 30-ish days, and maybe they'll help you out. Probably not, because that rig's been out for a while, but yeah, that's probably what's going on. Creamy B FPV with a $5 super chat. He says, requisite super chat for a super dude. Thanks, Creamy B. And with that, we're going to do the giveaways. So I have... All right. Aber the Ham also, just in case these... So I finally fucking missed a super chat. I knew it was going to happen. I saw a comment on this week. I saw a comment, or last week I saw a comment on a stream from last Sunday, I think it was. And yeah, I clicked a link and the chat reset. And when the chat resets, it pushes the super chats off. They go away. And I'm not in the habit of checking. Like, I can always check here for the super chats, but I'm not in the habit of doing that. I'm in the habit of reading all the comments in the chat, and I missed somebody's super chat, and I feel like such a dick. And they commented, and I said, "What's your question? Please, I want to answer your question." And I haven't heard back from him. So if the person who's $20 of all the fucking super chats free to miss, it was a $20 goddamn super chat. If you're out there, please ask me the question again. Please, please, please. I want to help you out. $20 is super, super generous and amazing, and I'm a shitbag for missing it. I'll get better at this streaming thing one day, guys. I promise. Okay, so I'm going to leave this here. I'm also going to leave this opened. And so here's another thing that we do on the giveaway nights is I have to click some buttons and do some things to get the giveaways ready. I have this Patreon-only text channel here called the Video Collective that you guys can post your edits in. And what I do is I grab a couple of these and play them while I'm setting up the giveaways. I set up the giveaways last minute so that if any of you guys want to get in on tonight's giveaway, you can go to Patreon like now, although it might be a little bit too late at this very moment, but in the beginning of the stream, you can go to Patreon and get onto one of the tiers. That's why I try to explain the giveaways early. So, all right. We're going to get this here. I got to mute these. And so we got one by R.C. Ritter, and we've got two, but you guys haven't posted in here since January 4th. All right, well, we played this last time. Let me see if I can figure out where I left off. You guys are missing out, man. You can have your edits played in front of not that many people, but, you know, more people than'll fit in your house, maybe. Yes. I feel like we watched this one from Doc. Maybe not. No, I don't think we did. Because I think we did 3 last time. So, all right, we got this one. Wait, no. I gotta mute you. All right, and then we're going to grab Josh P. All right, friends. Here we go. You're going to watch some Josh, you're going to watch some Doc, and you're going to watch some R.C. Ritter while I do a couple things here to get the giveaways ready. If I can find the goddamn... There it is. All right, enjoy. I will be back in a few minutes. Oh, wait, no, hold on. I gotta give you guys some music, too, because I don't want to be thrown in YouTube jail. There we go. Big Spoon, instrumental version. I hope it's not terrible. You'll find out. I won't know. I'll be right back. right, friends, here we go. Let's pull this over. I can go back here. I can get this out of the way. And wait, no. I don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. This is what I want to do, though. And I'm going to pull this over. I remember how to do this. It's been 2 weeks, man. I've forgotten everything in 2 weeks. Okay, so first up, we've got the $5 a month Tiny Hawk, Toothpick and Tiny Whoop tier. And tonight's prizes, as I also do daily streams for Patreon folks. Before Joshua's stream, I did a little impromptu Patreon only stream, and I told all those people what the prizes were going to be tonight. And so now I don't feel like doing it with you guys, but I have to do it. Super cool little 2S BT 2.0 connector, 2S PH whatever the hell it is connector, and then all of the good Tiny Whoop props. We've got, so the biggest improvement in flight performance from a Tiny Whoop is more thrust. So the quad blade propellers are the ones you want, and the Gem Fan ones make the most thrust. Newbie Drone makes a quad blade that's a little bit lighter than these, but very fragile. And then HQ makes a quad blade that is a little bit lighter than these, but it doesn't make anywhere near the amount of thrust that these make. So yeah, the 4-blade Tiny Whoop propellers are the ones to get, as confirmed by Sebastian Ruth, SR13FPV, the best Tiny Whoop freestyle pilot in all the world, in my opinion. So this is all of them. This is the 0.8 millimeter and 1 millimeter shaft smallest Tiny Whoop propellers. One size up with 1.5 millimeter center shaft and 1 millimeter center shaft. And then a bunch of 2-inch Whoop-ish, since 2-inch looks like is going to be the next like Tiny Whoop-ish size. The ducted 4 blades, the 2036s, the Hulkies, which are more of a freestyle prop, but they are kind of bullnose, so these will be interesting inside of a duct. The OG 2035s, and then most importantly, a set of the T-Motor Rotor Riot 1104 7500s. These on a 2-inch prop on 3S, rip. You guys are going to love my nuts with these motors, for sure. So let's see who's going to win all the best propellers for all the Tiny Whoops, and then probably end up spending a whole bunch more money building rigs around these propellers, if they're anything like me. These are all the lovely people on that tier. I'm going to zoom in a little bit and just quickly scroll down so that you guys can check to make sure you're on there. If you're not on there, blame Patreon. It's completely there on their side. I just hit a button that exports everybody that's in X, Y, or Z tier. So there you guys go. There's your proof of entry. Here comes the GOAT. Get ready, because it's about to get crazy. Somebody's going to win, and I'm going to scream as loud as I can. It's Rick Zapata! Congratulations, Rick Zapata! I think I already have your address at some point, but... Oh, wait, no, you're on Patreon. I'm just going to message you on Patreon. That's how it works. I remember now. Right. Congratulations, Rick. You've won mad Tiny Whoop props. And now that I've written your name down, I'm going to send you a message on Patreon, get your address, and mail you some stuff. What do you think of that? Next up, we've got the 3-inch micro brushless and Tiny Whoop tier. And shout out to, oh, by the way, on that giveaway as well, and this one, huge shout out to Gem Fan. I have somehow become a Gem Fan sponsored pilot, which is kind of still insane to me. But yeah, they when they asked me what I wanted for my first sponsored pilot box of propellers, I just literally went on their website and I was like, okay, what will what would be the best propellers for the giveaways for the chat? And then at the last second I was like, oh right, propellers for me. But yeah, most of the propellers that are going to be coming up in the next, like, they sent me enough propellers for like 4 months of giveaways. GemFan is too kind, man. Yeah. Shout out to them. Shout out to Frank Nicholas for this flight controller. So this is all of the Cinewoop propellers. Like the from 2.5 inches all the way up to 3 inches, 3 blades, 5 blades, 2.5 inch. Yeah, all the Cinewoop propellers. And then Frank Nicholas sent over a bunch of really cool stuff for the giveaways. This is the Newbie Drone Infinity 200 flight controller. And it's shiny new. So there's that. And then this is a little Ori 2 to 4S 25 amp 20x20 ESC. Really good little ESC for micros. Don't put this in a 5-inch rig. And so that's our 3-inch micro brushless tier, which is here. Here is your proof of life. You will notice that Jeremiah Blackwell is on here twice because something happened 2 weeks ago and he wasn't on the wheel, so this is me making that right. He was paid up in Patreon, and for whatever reason, yeah, it didn't work. Here's your proof of entry. You guys can rewind, so I don't have to go slowly through this. Ready? And no, that's not the Wilhelm scream. It's close, but it's not quite the Wilhelm scream. Will Free Range Chicken win? Will Free Range Chicken win? Free Range Chicken has won! Before the stream tonight, I was just saying to Kristen that Free Range Chicken RC has one of the most amusing but strangest names I've ever seen on YouTube. Some people think strange is a negative thing. I think strange is a deeply positive thing. Congratulations, Free Range Chicken RC, for having a YouTube name that just makes me happy, and also for winning the 3-inch micro brushless tier. I'm trying to get this flight controller into the same little bag, and it's not fitting, but as with anything in life, if I can't get it to work, everything else has to stop, and I have to just get that thing to work before I do anything else. But, you know, I'm broken, so. Free Range Chicken RC's name is getting written down on here, and then I'm going to send him a message on, wow, I can't read that at all, but it says Free Range Chicken, so there's no way that I won't be able to read that. Yeah, I'll get your address and send you some stuff, brother. Congrats. Next, we've got the 5-inch tier, which is sponsored this week by FPV Exchange. This is the BQE Bandolero frame. Nevin sent this over for the giveaways because he loves you guys just as much as he loves, I don't know, something else that he loves. And then we've also got, check this out. These are GemFan's 3D propellers. I didn't even know they were making a 3D propeller. Look at this blade profile. I'll be impressed. I'll be impressed if any of you guys can tell me what microprop this blade profile looks a lot like. Any of you OG micro guys, does this blade profile remind you of anything? It very specifically reminds me of a propeller, which is kind of funny because what that kind of means is that we have a 3D. We have a micro propeller. I'm not going to spoil the size because that would make it a lot easier. But we have a micro propeller that's damn near identical to a 3D 5-inch propeller, which basically means that we have a 3D capable, somewhat, right? I'm sure it's a little bit different, but micro propeller, and that's pretty interesting. 2 sets of these. I always take 2 bags and dump them into one. 5-inch giveaway tier is right here. Here's your proof of entry. And ready? Away we go. I think it's going to be Remy Tim. I was wrong. It's going to be Chris Dilks, and he has instructed me to respin if he ever wins. So my friend that only has one tiny whoop, and I just sort of started to teach him to learn how to fly before he got a job that took away all of his time to be able to fly, is hooking you guys up, and somebody else is going to win. Here we go. Oh, wait, no, I got to click it twice. What if it's Chris again? Magically. Blandon Ray, congratulations. You have won a BQE bandolier. Blandon Ray, have I been trying to get in touch with you, and do I already have a thing that you've won here? Hold on. Blandon, your name sounds very familiar. Maybe you're one of the people that finally checked your Patreon messages. I could just be making this all up. Congratulations, Blandon Ray. I'm going to message you over on Patreon and hopefully get your address and send you some stuff. Next up, we've got the Open to Everyone giveaway. I got to make sure that this is legible. BLANDONRAY. Okay, so we're gonna do a open to everybody super chat based giveaway, and it's gonna be for a bunch of stuff. To get in on this giveaway, it's gonna be $6 to mix it up. You can do a super chat for $6, or you can go to CiottiFPV.com. YouTube takes 30% of everything, including the super chats. If you don't want to give YouTube 30% of your super chat, you can go to CiottiFPV.com, scroll all the way down to the bottom, there's a PayPal link, and you can PayPal it to me directly. If you choose to do that, make sure in the chat you say, hey, CiottiFPV. You got to spell it right, because otherwise it won't light up an orange, and I need you to light it up an orange. I need you to say, hey, CiottiFPV, I just PayPal'd you $6. You can only get on the wheel once. $6 is it. If you send me $12, I'll take the other $6 and spend it on crack cocaine. And then the other $6 will go into the giveaway. So we've got a set of these Xylo Stealth 1408s. This is a racing rig only motor, in my opinion. It is notchy. It is big power. The 1408 size is just going to have an ass load of power at the top of the throttle. These motors are going to get hot. They're going to be crazy. But on a race, these motors will probably go like triple digits pretty easily on a 3-inch race rig. So you've been warned. These are a very specific motor for making a ton of power with not a lot of weight. They're going to be harder to tune, which is why I say that they're a racing motor only. You're not going to want to try to get HD footage on a rig with these motors, unless it's like a really heavy Cinewhoop. Like if you put these on like a really heavy Cinewhoop, the weight of the rig and the fact that it's carrying something with hypersmooth and whatnot could potentially get these under control. But you're on your own if you're doing that. I'm telling you right now, these are for a 3-inch race rig. On a 3-inch race rig, these are going to be nuts. And I think it would be hysterical to have a micro that goes 100+ miles an hour. We've also got a ton of propellers. Gemfan ducted 2-inch propeller set. These are the 2-inch A-Vans in blue, and then 75mm Whoop propellers. And then we have the 3-inch 3 blades from Gemfan. We've got the 2.9 by 2.9s from HQ. We've got the HQ Cinewhoop 3-inch propellers. Another set of the 2.9 by 2.9s, and the 3-inch 5-blade propellers from Gemfan. So there you go. That's what's in this Super Chat giveaway. I can hear mail dinging away in the background. Kamikala PayPal'd me $6. I can see it in the chat. I'm not going to cross-reference my email anymore. If you PayPal me $6, you must tag me in the chat and tell me that you, oh, god damn it. Will it not let you do a $6 Super Chat? No, okay, it's letting, oh. You can't do it on the phone. William Barlow says phone wouldn't let him do $6. What? YouTube. What the fuck? What? Oh. It's not just you, William. Like that's a YouTube thing. They like what? They don't like they like what? Why would the Super Chats not just be a text field that you just type a number into? Why? In what world would you not set it up like that? Is it just me? It must just be me. YouTube, what are you doing? What are you doing? Here we go. Creamy B. Going on the wheel. Creamy B says, hi! Alright, Creamy B is on the wheel. T-Bird says, phone about to die, PayPal. T-Bird goes on the wheel. Frank Nicholas, $6 via PayPal. Oh my god, thanks for the reminder, Frank. Also, on the Super Chat giveaway, I am the worst. And for whatever reason, I keep forgetting this. CiottiFPV. Go subscribe to CiottiFPV if you're not already. Dan is an awesome dude, creating awesome content. He's got a Patreon as well. Check out his Patreon. Lots of cool stuff going over there. He makes the coolest skateboard grip tape grips in all the land. And you can even get them in super secret CiottiFPV purple and red, which is what's on half of this beta FPV transmitter here. He does such a good job, like, just cutting them out and just really good quality, and like the designs that he does, it's just dope. That you want them. If you don't have them already, you're missing out. I didn't understand it until he sent me a set, and I begrudgingly put them on, and I kind of went, oh, one of those situations where I was being an idiot, huh? And judging something by its cover and not giving something a chance, and I was missing out. Because they're cool. The transmitter slides around less in your hands. The end. That's a good thing. And yeah, if Frank wins, he already has the grips because he knows what's up. And he said to respin them. Freelojo! With an $8 super chat. 6 of which is for the wheel, and 2 of which is for crack. You are crackheads, children. What show? What? Did I get the wording of that right? I think I did, right? Yeah. What show? First person that figures out what television show that's from and tags me in the chat with it gets on the wheel. How about that? William Barlow with a $9.99 super chat. I have a feeling he was on his phone, and for some reason it wouldn't let him do $6, so he just sent a couple extra bucks, and for that, I thank him. Thank you, William. Kamikala PayPal'd me $6, going on the wheel. And then we've got... Oh, William's the one that said his phone. Yeah, I was right. Look at that. I didn't... yeah. Gator FPV sent 12... possibly before I said only 1 entry. So Gator FPV, if you sent 6 for the wheel and 6 for me, we're good. If you sent 6 for the wheel and 6 for the wheel again, I'll PayPal you $6 back. Let me know, Gator FPV. I'm putting you on the wheel once because that's the new thing that I'm doing. I used to say yeah, you can PayPal me the amount or double the amount, and I'll put you on the wheel twice. But for some reason, I'm not doing that anymore. I don't know why. I don't know why I've stopped doing that. Should I start doing that again? Do you guys want me to do that? I have no idea why I stopped doing that. I just, one day I didn't do it, and then the next time I was like, well, I didn't do it last time. I don't know. Should I start doing that again? Xenakis, $12, an extra $6 for the cookie habits. Nevin's going on the wheel. All right, and now I gotta look to see if anybody actually. I'll be somewhat. Oh my God, Aber got the fucking the episode name. No shit. Okay, all right, so you guys got it. I don't know. Sometimes I like I'll hit you guys with a quote and I'll be like, "There's no way. Like that's way too obscure. You've seen that series 8 times front to back. There's not a possibility that anybody could ever know that." And pretty much every time that I think that, you guys get it within like 14 seconds. So I don't know. I guess it feels good knowing that there are other people as broken as me. That like to watch really good content over and over and over again until it's terrible. Ruby Tim says, on mobile, you can't type in the chat amount. Desktop, you can type it. Chomper FPV says, PayPal sent $6 for the giveaway, $10 for your crack problem. Oh my God. What is... I would rather you guys be sending me money for an imaginary crack problem, though, versus an imaginary BattleBot. Why did I just say that? Now it's going to be nonstop BattleBots in the chat for the next hour. There are worse problems, though. All right, got Chomper on there. Freeloja says I'm on a phone and can't select any dollar amount. MotorMat FPV with a $6 super chat. MotorMat, thank you for the support. On the wheel you go. Metal Dirtskin with a $6 super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Metal. Scrolling. Mike Bemiller. I know how to pronounce it now. He says, thanks for what you do. Thanks for what you do, Mike. Also, thanks for telling me the pronunciation of your last name. I feel bad when I butcher people's last names over and over and over again. Remy Tim sent 12 on PayPal, 1 for the entry, and a little something for the cocaine. Eventually, we're going to get... There's CiottiFPV. He says, you know it. Just finished modeling the grips for the Radiomaster TX12. So there you guys go. If you're getting a TX12, CiottiFPV's got you covered. You know what it is, Dan? I think it's like because it's been going on for so long. I for some reason take for granted, I guess, in my brain that like people will just know about it. But which probably comes from the fact that like a lot of you guys do already know about it, and like we don't get a lot of new people. It's mainly like the core group, which I love. Okay, so here we go. Oh, CiottiFPV beat Aber, it looks like. CiottiFPV called it out. Sonny, I'm reading up from that a little bit. Yep, nope, Tweet got it. Sorry, Aber. Aber gets an honorable mention for calling out the name of the episode. I don't know if I should be impressed or horrified by that, but I am impressed. I'm impressed. I should probably be horrified. But like the best kind of horrified, the kind of horrified that makes me feel, you know, right at home with you beautiful bastards. Drony5 FPV Smith says PayPal. On the wheel he goes. Test Pilot ERB calling out Boondock Saints. Close. Ah, man, I love that. When I was into Airsoft, I loved watching that movie for all the gunplay. Jackson Morse going on the wheel with a $9.99 super chat. Jackson is on his phone. Thank you for the extra couple bucks, Jackson. Thank Jackson's phone. Thank you. No, YouTube. Thank you for forcing Jackson to send more than he needed to by, for absolutely no good reason, forcing the people on their phones to not be able to type a dollar amount in. You're looking out for me, YouTube. I see what you're doing, YouTube. You're looking out for us content creators. C Young 300 with a $14.99 super chat. He says, "Boom pow bang zoom." Thank you, C Young. You go on the wheel, and then I take the rest of your money and snort it up my nose. Apparently, according to the first thing that came to my head a minute ago. Abraham says, "What the hell is money, even if not for entering raffles and lotteries?" I just spit. I'm glad that I have myself on the tiny little screen here so you guys didn't see it. Remy Tim says, "We usually get it because it's always sunny in Philadelphia." I guess, yeah, we've been watching It's Always Sunny a lot lately. Family Guyver says, "A BattleBot on crack fund." Obese Quad says, "BattleBots on crack. What's this for again?" It's for the giveaway, Obese. And you were $1 shy, but everybody else overpaid. So you go on the wheel. Don't you dare send me the extra $1. Scroll. RC Ritter, he is in. And I think we are good. Although it looks like PS Ariel did a super chat to ask a question. So we're going to get to that, PS Ariel. Let me get this. Unless this super chat was for... I'm going to put PS Ariel on the wheel, just to be sure. And I'm going to answer his question as well, because that's the whole point of these live streams, is to talk to you awesome people and, yeah, do the things. Dronny Smith, I got you on there. I think we're good, right? Freelojo says, "I can't type any dollar amount." Freelojo, do I have you on here? I do. And... Ryzex says, "You can type the dollar amount in on mobile. Just click on actually money above the slider. From there, just type the amount." Okay, so there is a way to do it, but they made it a pain in the ass. I'm about to spin the wheel. Did I forget anybody? It's kind of on you guys. It looks like I'm up to date, and it takes too long to go log into PayPal. So speak now, or forever not be on the wheel. 3, 2, 1. Vaz the Noob is missing. Thank you, Vaz the Noob. I had a feeling I don't know. I felt like I might catch somebody. And it looks like I did. 3, 2. Freelogia says, "You've been misreading my comments about the supper chats." See what I did there? Okay, ready? Hold on. Goat at the ready. Motormat FPV, congratulations. You have won a bunch of cool stuff. Here's the deal. Motormat FPV, the other thing that's a pain about doing these giveaways off of Patreon is I don't have a way of getting in touch with you. So, because, yeah, you're just here hanging on the stream. I don't know for a fact that you're on Patreon. So, here's what you got to do, Motormat. You got to give me a message on Facebook or Instagram at CiottiFPV. In that message, I need you to say, "Hey, it's Motormat FPV," because what I need to be able to do is search my messages for Motormat FPV. And I need to find your message, and then I need your real first and last name, your address, and then if you want tracking, your email. If you're outside of the country, we're going to split the shipping, and I'm also going to need your phone number. Other than that, yeah, I'll send you some stuff, my man. Congratulations to Motormat and all the other lovely people that won. I wanted to say bastards, but I didn't because I'm trying to curse less. But then I admitted to you that and said a curse word. But you guys can handle it. If you're still here, you can handle the cursing. Okay, now I'm going to scroll back up in the chat. And hopefully it's going to let me go high enough. Ooh, please, YouTube. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. It did not. Okay, but now that I know that that's a thing, now that I know that I have to pay attention to that, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to figure out where I left off on these super chats. Because I'm a good streamer, god damn it. Eventually. We talked about that from... Alright, we talked about that from Big Daddy. Creamy B, requisite super chat for... Ooh, I think that's where I left off. Yeah. Alright, cool. Abraham with a $5 super chat. Thank you, my man. He says $5 for health insurance because it sucks when patients don't have it. Also, what's the difference between TBS Crossfire Nano RX and Nano RX SE? I am 99.9% sure that one of those two items comes with an Immortal T, and one of them doesn't, because and I think I can always tell the difference because one of them is more expensive. One of them is without the Immortal T, I think it's $25, and then with the Immortal T, it's $30. It's something like that. There's a $5 difference between the two. This happens to me all the time. I look up the TBS Crossfire Nano, and I'm like, "Ooh, it went down by $5," and then I'm like, "Oh wait, there's two of them. Oh, that one's $30 and that one's $25." I think it's $25 and $30. The other possibility is there was like a Gen 1 Crossfire Nano, and then they changed something, and then they made this like Gen 2. And that could be what it is. If those two are the exact same price, one of them is the earlier generation, and I bet you whatever website it's on, they just didn't update the name of it or whatever. But I'm pretty sure that the difference is actually that one of those comes with, I think the SE. I think SE is like special edition or some shit, and it just means that it comes with an Immortal T. I'm 99% sure. Vaz the Noob with $6 for health insurance, and he hopes that he wins. Let's get this going. So we're gonna go up to 160 from Abraham's $5, and then Vaz the Noob. I'm putting your $6. Well, I already put your $6 into the wheel. That's just sort of the way it works. I don't know. Thank you for the support, Abra. Thank you for the support, Vaz the Noob. I was pulling for you, Vaz the Noob. You were the last person I put on the wheel. I was like, maybe he'll win. I also felt bad for forgetting to put you on there. Marcel off-axis FPV Robert with $3 Californian dollars. It's actually $3 Canadian dollars, but I said that, and I will never let myself live it down. Guys, check out Off-Axis FPV. He makes some really cool stuff too. Marcel is a super cool dude, and yeah, just type Off-Axis FPV into YouTube, and you'll find an awesome channel with awesome shit. And then, cool. Here's the super chats from the wheel. All right, so I missed a couple people that typed CiottiFPV into the chat, but that's gonna happen. It's gonna happen more and more, to be honest, as things continue to get a little bit bigger. Yeah, if you do a super chat though, I will not miss it ever again. No more missing super chats for this lanky bastard. Free Range Chicken said back at 11:04. Awesome, thanks CiottiFPV. Possibly when I said that his name made me laugh. T-Bird FPV with a that's what she said at 11:05. Test Pilot ERB says the Rotor X. Test Pilot ERB tagged me and said something, and I read it, and I didn't know what we were referring to. And I said, hey, tag me again and tell me what you were referring to. And then we did the giveaways, and he tagged me, and I can't remember what the... Test Pilot ERB, tag me one more time and tell me what the first comment was, and then what the order. Just, you know what to do. Alexander says, whatever happened to Zoe FPV? She's still around. I think she's even Rotor Riot sponsored or whatever pilot. Yeah. Last I heard, she was doing okay and just crushing at the 3D thing. So yeah, I hope she's doing well. Remy Tim says 661 guessed the 3-inch Avon props as being similar to the GemFan 3D props. Almost. Yeah. Did anybody else guess? I'm just gonna tell you guys. These GemFan. Oh, is that it? Nope, that's not it. This is my cup of props. So this is it here. This is the M5 version of it. But I want to look for because I don't think this has... Oh, it is. Okay, yeah. 3035. The GemFan 3035 is a super old school GemFan propeller. I think it's actually a pusher, like an airplane propeller, that they then just started selling to FPV guys because that's all that was available back then. But yeah, check this out. I'll show you guys this. I keep one of every micro prop in that cup. Look at the similarities here. Yeah, so if you want to fly 3D on 3-inch, in my opinion, get you some GemFan 3035s. They're going to be hard to find. They're going to be easier to find in T-mount. They're going to be really hard to find in M5 mount like these. But look at the similarities between the prop profile on these two. See what I mean? Right? Isn't that kind of crazy? Like the shape of the prop, the profile, it's like real close, man. So yeah, look at that. If you want to try 3D, and like doing, I think it's just like a switch, right? Like if you want to try 3D, there's a bunch of YouTube. I think Joshua even has a YouTube video on how to do it. But I think you kind of just hit a switch, and then the middle of your throttle is 0. The top is upward thrust, and the bottom is downward thrust. I think that's kind of it. I don't think that, because we've got turtle mode, right? Like, we already have 3D turned on, but it's on a switch. So just taking it off of that switch and putting it onto the throttle throw is probably really easy. Did anybody get it? Oh, is that what Test Pilot ERB was referring to? I'll be super impressed if any of you guys got that. I couldn't even think. I couldn't even think of the pitch of that prop. I've been sitting here the whole time like, is it 30-30? Is it 30-25? 30-25 was their bi-blade. 30-35 was the tri-blade. Back like, yeah, I remember when I found those 30-35s, that was a big deal because those were the best 3-inch props that we had for a while. RC Addict says, can you put quad blade props on Mobula 6? For sure, RC Addict. That's what I have on mine. Well, I mean, mine's not technically a Mobula 6, but it has the Mobula 6 25,000 kV motors, and yeah, I run those on there. T-Bird says, phone's about to die, PayPal, Frank Nicholas, PayPal. Oh man, I lost a ton of chat. That sucks. I lost a ton of chat. Yeah, if you guys tag me with a question before the giveaways, it's pretty much gone. Just tag me again. Sorry. YouTube's little chat thing is not great. I really wish they would. I mean, if they're going to offer streaming, their chat has to get better than this. It really does. Okay. Oh. Okay. Freelojo the whole time has been saying, I'm on a phone and can select any dollar amount. And for some reason, every single time I read that, because he typed it like 3 times, I'm sure he typed it 3 times because every time that he typed it and I read it wrong, he went, what the fuck? What am I going to do here? I can't type it any more right. I'll just type it again. Maybe he'll read it right this time. Nope. 2 for 2. Let's try for 3. He could have done it 18 times for all I know. So there is a way. Okay. Getting caught up. Oh my god, what's happening? Just working through. Here we go. And this is probably where we left off. Yep. Abraham says, I was obsessed with that show. It's a good show to be obsessed with. Dronny5FP Smith says, don't forget me. Shit, did I forget you? Dronny? I might have forgotten Dronny. I'll put him in next. Nope. Okay. He should have been on there. If I forgot anybody, just let me know and I'll make it right. I'll get you on next week's wheel. Freeloger says, I can type any dollar amount. Now I'm reading it right. Hey, here we go. P.S. Ariel. So I'm good. I'm somewhat caught up. P.S. Ariel says, CiottiFPV. I've been trying to tune my 399 Steez with the Beast H7. It came with Betaflight 4.3 and says Betaflight configurator 10.7 is out of date. Is there a new Betaflight? There is not, P.S. Ariel. I just went through that whole thing myself. Yeah. Well, so there is Betaflight 4.3 is not a public release yet. It will absolutely work on the 10.7 configurator, which I know because I test hovered the Moongoat, and the Moongoat is on 4.3, and I use the 10.7 configurator. There will be a new configurator that comes out before Betaflight 4.3 becomes a full release, but it's not out yet. So if you dig deep enough on GitHub, you can find the beta version of the new Betaflight configurator. But I don't know. I'm just gonna wait. I didn't bother to download it. I'm just gonna wait for the official 4.3 release, which will have the full version of the, I guess, configurator 10.8. But yeah, you're totally fine, PS Ariel. Fly that rig. 4.3 is probably going to be really good. You've now got P-gain on your anti-gravity, which should take care of a bunch, if not all, of the throttle chop wobble. I am really excited for Betaflight 4.3. Ryzex says you can type the dollar amount in on mobile. Okay, we talked about that. Scroll. There's Freeloader telling me I've been misreading his multiple comments. Scroll. Hey, you guys can tag me again. If there's a reason. YouTube did the thing. Scroll me down. Now I'm scrolling back up, trying to find my spot. Scrolling. Found my spot. Rick Cepeda says, winning is awesome. I'm watching the stream tonight in the front room, and Shelby heard you announce my name before I did. Oh, I'll send you my address over Patreon. Awesome, Rick. Sounds good. Scroll. Freeloader says, thank you, CiottiFPV. I've been working on not swearing for a bit now. It's not easy. Never give up. Freeloader, I'm not really... I don't know. I guess I am. I'm not. But I don't know. I figure if I say that I'm trying to curse less, then the people that are upset by it will be less upset by it. But I curse. I use curse words to accentuate emotion or funny things. I could probably curse a little bit less, but yeah, I'm not actually trying to curse less. If I, whatever. I'm an adult. I'm gonna curse. Yeah, if there's people that get offended by my cursing, I would say try to have a conversation with them and just say, look, cursing exists. It's gonna happen. I don't like it. You shouldn't like it. it's not okay in this family. Whatever. Just have the conversation and just say, hey, I'm going to watch a person that curses. He's got really good content. He's got beautiful hair. He is the gangliest son of a bitch I've ever met. Well, I guess you guys haven't met me, but... and I bet you they'll be cool with it. I bet you they will be. Just, look, do this. Just introduce them. Show them this situation here, and they'll be like, oh, okay. They'll either be like, oh, that guy's awful. Or they'll be like, ooh. License to Drive says, Bardwell loses it over Vanover's flying. I'm just too curious. I have to look at it. I have to look at it right now. I have to know. Oops, something went wrong. I clicked the wrong button. Copy link address this time. Is it going to work? Are you going to work? Nope. Okay. What other way can I copy this? Just work. There we go. This is going to work. I can tell. Did I not hit enter? Oh, I did not. Error code. Okay. Where's the good one? Alright, where's the good one? That's such a cool line. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. That's pretty good. All right, I'm taking notes. How long can you... Oh, see, he does it the same amount of time. I'm going to do that at some point to you guys, and I'm not going to come back for like 15 minutes. Fair warning. Joshua had the same like pacing, comedic pacing that I've had when I've walked out on the stream before. That's pretty legit. That's a cool spot. To those things out on the wall like that, those are super cool. It's what's interesting about that is like, not to take anything, like that was fucking gnarly, but that gap against the wall like that's like a relatively safe, maybe is a word, like it's easier than you might think, because the wall is coming and you're just adding throttle as the wall comes, and then there's going to be a point where the wall is no longer coming. Still incredibly gnarly, and like the problem with it is you can't touch that wall. If you touch that wall, it's going to bounce you out. So that's the subtlety of that move, is just like slowly adding throttle as you get near that wall. But yeah, what happens is the wall is like it's a very like, you can reference off of that wall really well. So it actually makes, when you're coming back to do that again, a lot more realistic. I couldn't fucking do that shit though that he just did, so I'm one to talk shit. But yeah, if you ever, I guess I'm saying this because if you've ever got a situation where you're looking at doing a dive and there's something sticking off of the wall, it's not as sketchy as it looks. Like, just go for it. The wall is gonna... Oh, here's the analogy. Okay, perfect analogy for you guys. Have you ever noticed how, let's say you want to go under like a bench, or you want to go under something that's got a gap like this big, right? Like a picnic table, or there's a million things when we're out flying that we find that are right on the ground that have a gap that's like roughly this big, right? When you go to shoot that gap, don't look at the gap. Just look at the ground. Just fly low to the ground and focus on the ground, and then you'll just go through the gap. It is, for me at least, it is so much easier to just if any gap that you're gonna shoot where the bottom of the gap is the ground, just fly low to the ground. Just like line the gap up when you're coming towards it, and then just focus on the ground and just stay as low to the ground as you can, and you'll just go zipping right under it. Like every single time that I break that rule and I look up at the thing that I don't want to hit, I add too much throttle and fly up into it. Which I used to teach that at track days and autocrosses, which is basically that what I used to teach is your hands follow your eyes. Because with a car, it's all hand, right? We work a lot on people's hands, like slow your hands down, speed your hands up, shuffle your hands. There's a million simple things, but your eyes follow your hands. So I guess in our case, your hands follow your eyes. So in our case, our sticks follow our eyes. So that dive on the side of the wall, like any gap that you're gonna want that you want to shoot where there's a wall, it's so much easier than just shooting a regular gap, because all you have to do is line it up, and usually you can line that up early, and then just look at the wall, and just stare at the wall, and just sit there on the throttle, and like all I got to do is get close to this wall, just get close to this wall, close to the wall, close to the wall, and you can do crazy stuff like that. Yeah, I love to give you guys flying tips because that's what I want to do for a living. I want to. Oh man, it would be so cool to be the FPV instructor. I got to get that website going, and I got to figure out a way to. In motorsports, the value of instruction is very well known. Like it's just a known quantity that if you want to go faster, you pay for an instructor, or you go to a track day that has instructors. Yeah, it's just like a known quantity in motorsports that instruction is worth like $1 million an hour, because yeah, it's the best way to get better. And I got to figure out a way to, yeah, if I'm going to do it, if that's going to be my thing, I got to figure out a way to sell that value without being a hyper shill. Scrolling down, Tiago says 3D is easy to configure. The issue is that our brain doesn't have the 3D switch. Yeah, I have no interest in 3D flying because the very first quad that I got was 3D, and I really did try to wrap my head around it, and it's just too hard, man. It's just too hard, and you just lose so much throttle resolution that, like, yeah, I can't even be. I'm not good enough flying 2D yet. If I ever get good enough flying 2D that I get bored, maybe I'll try 3D. But yeah, no, I got a ways to go. Test Pilot ERB says, yes, that was my guess. Rotor X kind of looked like it. Nice. So Test Pilot ERB got it. Okay. Scroll. Dingles is in the chat. He says, is something still up with USPS? The Tiny Hawk 2 freestyle from your Christmas giveaway says it's still in Alpharetta. Dingles, I do have like a couple little scraggler packages that haven't gone out, and I bet you it's in there, man. I'm sorry. Yep, there it is. That's one of them. Sorry, dude. I work through the shipping stuff in like a really weird order sometimes. And yeah, it's my bad, man. It's the tonight's giveaways are going in with that box, and they will be shipped out tomorrow or Wednesday. So you'll get it. It's yeah, my bad, bro. Sorry. Scroll. Come on, man. Scrolling back up, trying to find my place. There it is. Alexander says, sent you a response on Discord. Chat with you later about what you mentioned. What I'd mentioned, just to tantalize people. Alexander is doing. I don't know if you're starting to do it or whatever, but Alexander offered 3D modeling stuff. And this is the only This is all I've got from the probably 30, 40, 50 hours that I put into designing a 5-inch frame with Rotorius before the company changed hands and everything kind of changed. So yeah, that's what I've got. It's never going to get made by Rotorius because it didn't leave the hands of the old owner. So yeah, I would like to take this and do a version of it as a 5-inch rig and have it cut and see what happens. Maybe it's good. Maybe it sucks. If it sucks, that'll be the end of it. But I think it would be interesting to get it cut. I have a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in that design, and it would just be super cool to see it in 3 dimensions. And I've kind of given up on ever doing anything with Rotorius, unfortunately. So yeah, Alexander, can't wait to talk to you later about it. Falcon FPV says, how do I get into the giveaway? Because I'm getting into FPV and I want to win anything to help me. Falcon, unfortunately, you missed the giveaway. We do them at 10:30-ish. The way to get in on a ton of giveaways, though, and you don't even have to be here for it, is to join my Patreon page over on CiottiFPV.com. There's a link to my Patreon. I've got 3 different tiers: $5 a month, $10 a month, $20 a month. The $5 a month tier is for tiny whoop and toothpick giveaway items. The $10 a month tier is for 3-inch micro brushless and Cinewhoop stuff, and then the $20 a month tier is for 5-inch stuff. So whichever size rig that you're looking to get started with, you can just go on that tier and then just win stuff for that rig, so that you don't, I feel like sometimes giveaways are like, oh great, I won something I can't really use. It's just like, damn it, I used up the only luck I had this year in one giveaway and won something that I'm just gonna have to sell. So yeah, I try to do a little different, and it's worked really well. So yeah, that's how you can get in. And then the 4th giveaway every other Monday is a super chat base. So like, you don't have to be on the Patreon channel, but you do have to be here. So 2 weeks from now, there'll be another open to everybody giveaway, and there'll be those 3 Patreon specific giveaways. Welcome. Glad you found me. Hit me with some questions. You already know how to tag me. Let's get you up in the air and having a good time, man. TweetFPV says, need motor recommendation for Glide. Have a bunch of different 2207 motors here. The Brother Hobby UC4 2207s are 30 grams. What? No. No. Get the hell out of here with that, Dan. Really? $14.99. Brother Hobby UC. Wow. 31 grand. How the hell? How did they do that? Every single 2207 I have ever seen has been 33 plus grams. Wow, Brother Hobby is going hard on the lightweight motors. The Brother Hobby VY motor line is very, very, very lightweight. Dan, you know my recommendation for a Glide is going to be a 2306. I can't recommend anything other than those Newbie Drone flow motors at this point. A titanium shaft motor for like $11 per. It's just ridiculous. But that being said, those are heavy motors. To me, the ideal Glide is going to be on a really lightweight 23. Man, I can't believe those 22. Use those, dude. I mean, if you like 2207s, I really prefer 2306 over 2207. But damn, 30 grams. Huh. I don't like the way 2207s put power down. They have more of their throttle sensitivity up at the top of the throttle throw, whereas the 2306s have better sensitivity in the middle. And the way that I fly, I spend most of my time in the middle of the throttle to low throttle. So Yeah, T-Motor F40 Pro 4 is my current go-to 2306, but it's expensive, but it's also very lightweight. I mean, if you have a bunch of 2207s there, I'm assuming that you like the thrust curve of a 2207. Shit, now you got me thinking about buying Brother Hobby UC4 2207s. I would run those, dude, because a 30-gram motor is the right weight for a motor on the glide frame. You can get away with 31-gram motors, but when you get up into like 32, 33, 34-gram motors, your all-up weight is going to start to get out of control, and the glide's meant to be light. So, yeah, damn. Ryzek says, if you're going to swear, then I'm going to take my crayons, be like a quad, and fuck off. Metal Dirtskin says, anyone who thinks you are the gangliest clearly has not met me. Really, Metal? Are you, I can pretty much get, the camera probably is adding weight, but like, dude, I'm like 6'2". I don't know what I weigh. I haven't weighed myself in, my God, I can't remember. 10 years? 20 years? Jesus. I think I'm like 170 something pounds, maybe like 180 pounds ish, but I'm 6'2", man. There's nobody ganglier. It's impossible. 661 tagged me but didn't say anything. Oh wait, he says, okay, now watch MCK dive. MCK as in Min-Chan Kim. Min-Chan is, I can't watch him because it's just unfair. Rob Oxison is here. Remy Tim says, that's the moment Bardwell retires from FPV. Ryzek says, like a bathroom break. Oh, yeah. I could do that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, next time I have to go to the bathroom, I should, like, make a dramatic thing and be like, I'm out of here. And I walk out and I go poop. And then, I'm just curious. I'm very curious if I walk out of here for 15 minutes and come back, how many of you will sit here? Because I would. If I was watching a streamer and they got angry and walked out, I'm in. You come back a day later and I'm still here. I just out of completionism, I guess. Rob Axelson says, what did I miss? Lots of things, Rob. Nothing too crazy, though. Abraham says, watch Mincham 2020 freestyle edit. It's my favorite of the year. Yeah, I think I literally unsubscribed from him because, like, it was, like, giving me anxiety that there was someone that was so good. Not to mention that, like, I'm sorry, but, like, the whole racers doing freestyle thing, like, I already knew that you bastards were better. You didn't have to, like, throw it in my fucking face, you know? Like, no. Come on. Just let us have this. Just, like, let us have freestyle, please. Like, I get it. You guys have way more stick time. And, like, stick time just straight up makes you a better pilot. Full stop. So just, come on. We're doing, like, we're figuring out all the GoPro bullshit. We're figuring out all this stuff, and then, like, you just come in and shit all over us like that. Come on. Like, fly freestyle, sure. But, like, I don't know, man. Don't be so goddamn good. Like, give me something. Give us something. You know? Is that too much to ask? Remy Tim says, you're going to walk out of the stream one Monday and not come back until next Sunday. Rob Oxenden says, just discovered Flow State Sim. Good for low-end computers and helpful to get any stick time. There's a sim called Flow State. Oh my God, there's so many simulators now. My goodness. Look at that. One of the best simulators is free. It's on Steam. Oh, I bet you it's PC only. Let's see. There's one of these sims that everybody was saying how great it was, and finally I went, all right, I'll fucking get it. And I go in and it's PC only. I'm like, Yeah, it is PC only. This is the one. Oh, it looks like it's designed to look like the FPV view, and that's cool. I like that a lot. I don't. It doesn't make me feel bad having to turn the graphics settings down real low on the simulators, because when you do that, it looks a lot like analog, and the whole point of a simulator is to simulate what's actually going on. So, you know, the Grand Theft Auto sim hack, whatever the hell it is. It looks insane, and like that's super cool, but like it's not a sim, you know, because you don't fly, and like it doesn't look that good when you fly. Although I guess it stands to reason that if you're gonna, yeah, it might as well look good if you're gonna do the sim. I don't know. Drone Pilot says, that's how I fly, just above the waves and everything, trees along paths. Latest video, I had to cut out so much because of low-level flying was not interesting after a while, but agree, look at the ground. Drone Pilot knows what's up. Abraham says, attach broomstick to gimbal. Boom, now you have enough throttle resolution to fly 3D. Abraham knows what's up as well. Don Ladd's got a 3D quad as a birthday present. Lasted about 5 minutes. Yeah, it's just like, it just doesn't make any sense, man. Like, nothing actually reverses, but like everything reverses, and it's just, no, the 3D thing, like, it's not for me. My brain is far too smooth for 3D flying. Rob Axelson says, well, it looks like you're having a good hair day. It's because I showered for a change, Rob. Not for a change. I don't shower that infrequently. I did shave for you guys though, because I rewatched the Patreon only stream from Saturday where we were playing Ticket to Ride on the coffee table, and like I don't know, from like I was sitting sideways, and like this nonsense down here was making like a sharp point. So like I put it, because I put it on the TV the other night, so that I could check like the mic levels, and I wanted to look at the camera angle and see if it's any good. And I didn't do any of that. I just stared at my chin, and I was just like, what? Why? Why? And then I went to the mirror and went, well, it's not doing it now. I don't know, man. I don't want to look like an idiot. Anybody that laughed at that, how fucking dare you? Rob Axelson says, oh wait, no, we got that. Rob Axelson also says, wait, no more WeMix frames? No, Rob, Rotorius is still around, I'm assuming, but the new owner of and just do me a favor, guys, don't like talk shit about this or whatever. It doesn't matter, but just this is just me being honest with you guys. The new owner of Rotorius just doesn't seem to have any interest in working with me on anything, or making any of the frames that I like flying. He got upset. He sent me a WeMix, and I did a build with it, and this was really early on in the stream, and it was when I was kind of realizing how hard it is to get builds done while the chat is going. So for that build stream, I put music on for the whole stream, and he basically said that he felt like I phoned in the build video, and I think that like really pissed him off, and it's just never been. I've never gotten any cooperation on anything ever since then, which, you know, that sucked. Rotorius was a really big part of my whatever micro career. But yeah, that shit happens sometimes in life, man. Like certain things can just rub people the wrong way, and it just like kind of screws things up. And there's nobody that's at fault. It was just a situation that happened, and yeah, and the relationship is kind of effed now. That's just the way it goes sometimes in life, you know. Not everything is perfect. But yeah, the WeMix is still, as far as I know, being made. It's last I saw, it was really the only thing that Rotorius was doing. It seems like they really went like 100% on that frame. So yeah, that's that. Drone Pilot says, I flew 3D helicopter for years, no stabilizers, acro mode from the get-go, full-on flying. You get baptized by fire with 3D helicopters, and drones seem like cheating in acro. Yeah, I have heard that. Alexander says, happy to draw up for you and do iterative design. I have 9 years of 3D drawing experience in architecture. Jesus, Alexander. Okay. Maybe we'll have a Ciotti 5-inch frame. CiottiFPV says, check messenger, I use 2207 for racing. Ah, okay. Got it. Okay, so Dan, yeah, do try 2306s for freestyle. I'm assuming that you're going to build the glide for freestyle. Yeah, try 2306s. Perfect chance for you to A/B the difference between 2207 and 2306. T-Motor F40 Pro 4s, or, you know what, Dan? If you can find T-Motor F40 Pro 2s, they're probably going to be really cheap. And I end up motor scaling the Pro 4s down to what the Pro 2s are. So, see if you can find F40 Pro 2s. You'll really like them. They're really light. They're really... yeah, you know by now. See if you can find them on clearance somewhere, dude. They'll be cheap. It wouldn't surprise me if you could maybe... If you can find them, do me a favor. Shoot me a link. I'm going to look for them as well. Because I feel like I might have seen them somewhere. But that was back before Christmas. So I'm pretty much assuming that those ones are gone. Where the hell did I see them? I had a tab opened, and I closed the tab. Oh, they're on... Come on, computer, come on. Deals. I tagged it deals. Over on the Patreon page, there's all these filters on the top of Patreon. Those filters are driven by what I type into the tags of each post. One of those filters is deals. When I find a good deal... Heli Direct! Maybe. Heli Direct. T-Motor. Clearance. That's what it was. But it was before Christmas, so they're probably gone. Pro 4. Wait. Let me just go to the bottom, and then I can just search for 2. Nope. Pro 2. Pro II. Well, just Pro. Just all the Pros. Pro 4. Yeah, the Pro 2s are gone. Damn it. They had Pro 2s for like $13 each, dude. It was crazy. They do have the Pro 4s for cheap, though. This is a really good price for the Pro 4s. My God, yeah. Jeez. Yeah. That's a $26... Oh, they're all out of stock. Oh, wait, this one's in stock. There you go. That's a Pro. That's an F60. Yeah, all the Pro 4s, all the F40s are gone. Not surprising. I had a feeling. Yeah, if you can find the Pro 4s for $20 a motor, oh my God, snag them, guys. That is a really good motor. Well, I tried. Yeah. 661FPV says Zing Eco 2306 is 31 grams and the 2207 is 33, 2208 is 35. I was surprised how light the Zing Eco 2306 is. That's true. Last I heard, oh, it wasn't the Eco. The regular Zings are heavier than those Zing Ecos, which is kind of scary because the regular Zings have a lighter motor shaft, so that means that they really, for the Ecos to be this light, they must have really lightened them up, and that's a little bit scary. How the 6X1 have you bashed the hell out of those Zing E's before? Are they? Everybody talks about the regular $22, $24, whatever the hell they are, Zings being really durable. But my experience with the Eco motors has been that the stainless steel motor shafts are nowhere near as durable as titanium. But maybe the Zing E's have something magical going on. You never know. Rob Oxison says, most of us can't tell the difference of thrust. Break it down for us simple pilots. Rob, what were we talking about? Most of us can't tell the difference of thrust. Were we talking about 2306 versus 2207 maybe? Tag me again and give me the whole thing, because by the time I read your comment, I'll probably forget. P.S. Ariel says, these also. I have a feeling, P.S. Ariel, you might have tried to copy and paste a URL, which YouTube doesn't let you, which is stupid. So if you tell me what to search on Google, I will search on Google so that I can see what you were referring to by saying these also at 11:58. Don Ladd says, my son is 6'7" and size 14 feet and 19 stone. What's 19 stone in cheeseburgers? How many cheeseburgers does 19 stone weigh? It is 266 cheeseburgers is what 19 stone is. My God, Don, your son is a gargantuan monster. That is a big fella. Yeah, I had in autocross, I had a friend, Joe Bronco, who was, I think he was like 6'7", 6'8", and he was 250-ish pounds. He was a big boy. We used to fuck with him so bad because he became one of the instructors, and he was really fast. And like we would announce awards and like times at the end of event, and just be like, and Joe Bronco forever in second place because he's too fat. We just always make fun of him. Like if he was of normal size and or weight, he would have won. We would always give him a hard time about that. Oh man, here's an embarrassing thing about me. When people are taller than me, I have a really hard time with that. I think because like at 6'2", you're taller than like 99% of people, and I don't really like interact with people face to face much anyway. So like, yeah, when somebody's taller than me, like it freaks me out, dude. I get like really uncomfortable because it just doesn't happen. It's like once a year maybe that I meet somebody that's taller than me, and I'm always just kind of like, no. Also, like, I'm tall enough that I hit my head on stuff, so I'm just like, no, you must be really angry from hitting your head on stuff more often than me. Don't kill me. Jason Crabtree with a $5 super chat. He says, was perfect time for a walkout. Thank you, Jason. Rob Axelson says, damn Comcast. Abraham says, fact, Min Chan Kim got 99% of all the world's FPV skill. The rest of us just split the remainder. I thought you were going somewhere serious with that, so I made sure that I read it right, but you did me proud and went high concept with it. I don't know if that's actually what you did, but I always wanted to say that. Nelson Moreno says, your Acrobat build videos are the reason why I have 3, currently all on 6S. Nice, Nelson. I think it was Tiago that pointed out recently that I've become very spoiled with the Acrobats. The Acrobat frame doesn't do anything weird. It doesn't have any weird like resonances. It doesn't. It's a really well designed frame. So as I've been like kind of working through this strange oscillation that I'm getting in this Ripsqueak frame, yeah, it's funny. I've become very spoiled by how good of a frame the Acrobat is. it's just a little too heavy. But my Acrobat is down at the moment. It is going to get rebuilt, but it's not like top of the list of things that need to get rebuilt, because I want to do some more like basher, like hard 3-inch freestyle stuff. And whenever I do that with the Acrobat, I slam it into stuff really hard, and the base plate breaks because it's 3 millimeters and thick, and the frame is heavy. The Acrobat ends up being like a 260 to 280 gram build, and at that weight, if you bash it into concrete really hard with a 3 millimeter base plate, you're gonna break it. 250 plus grams. I really want to see 4 millimeter carbon for that, for it to be strong enough. So yeah, the Acrobat for me is gonna become a more cinematic, like less crashy rig, because of how hard I crash, and that is the biggest part of that there, right? Like that is a function of how hard I smash things that I fly around concrete. You have to have the right build, you know. Like you can't just. I had this approach with the Acrobat where I was like, no, I'm just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna, like, it'll be fine. It was just a coincidence. It must have just hit wrong. I was ignoring the obvious of like a bunch of weight and then 3 millimeter carbon. Like there's no free lunches. You gotta, if you're gonna bang something into concrete hard, you better have your all up weight to strength of frame thing figured out, because that's a little bit of a seesaw. As the weight goes up, the strength of the frame goes up. It's an interesting, yeah, you got to pay attention to that kind of stuff. If you're flying a rig that keeps breaking over and over and over again, don't just keep your head down. Don't just keep take a step back and be like, all right, what the hell's going on here? Like, why is this broken 3 or 4 or 5 times? And it might be time to switch frames. It might be time to lighten that build up. It might be time to... For me, it ends up just being about, like, each build has a specific use. And there does come a time where, like, if I see that a build has been sitting up on the wall for 6 months and hasn't come down, it's kind of like, well, that build is for a use that I'm not putting it through anymore. Yeah, I don't know. Just things to think about. But yeah, the Acrobat frame is a very special, very, very well designed frame. Sick of Life 90 says, so I've been soldering for a bit now. Bad motor, not ESC, from the message I sent you on Patreon. Sick of Life, I read about 20 Patreon messages today. Do me a huge favor and reply back. You probably already have, but reply back to the Patreon message. Yeah, we'll talk over there. I'll probably get caught up on Patreon again like tomorrow or so. So we'll get you all straightened out over there. PS Ariel says, try out the Steez by Project 399. So the Steez is a frame that Brad ran for a while and had sort of mixed results with. I really don't like where they put that center standoff in the back. It really limits your options for ESCs. And it's also a very heavy frame. So that's not a frame that you'll ever really see me flying. It's just not my style of frame. But it's an okay frame. It's an okay frame. It's a 2-year-old frame, and there have been some pretty major advances in frame design in the last 2 years. So it's a little bit of an OG frame, but it's a good OG frame. There are plenty of very decent OG frames, and that's one of them. But in my opinion, there are a lot better options nowadays. If you can find the Steez frame really cheap, awesome. It's yeah, some of those old like OG good frames, you'll see them pop up for like $20 or $30. I'm like, yeah, snag them for that. But I think that used to be like $100 frame, and I would definitely not recommend you. I wouldn't recommend you guys spend more than like $40, I would say, on a Steez, because for $50 there's a lot better sort of frame options. The Project 399 frames also tend to have issues with arm lockup, especially that they had another frame. forget the other frame. But yeah, that was one of the things that a bunch of the $3.99 frames had in common is they didn't do quite. I mean, back then nobody did. Nobody did a really great job back then at this, but getting the arms to lock up with one another so that they don't wobble at all, especially after a bunch of crashes. There's real black magic in the way that arms are mounted, the way they interact with each other, and the hardware. And to be able to have that whole little system in there stand up to these crashes that we put them through that generate like hundreds of G-forces is really difficult. And what would happen on a lot of the Project 399 frames is that like some of them right out of the box would have this issue, but the other ones, like after a couple crashes, the arms would start to wobble. And the only way you'd be able to prevent that is from cranking the hardware down, and that's not good. You always want the arms to have a physical lockup that prevents them from wobbling, because if you just do that with hardware, the hardware, no matter what, is going to loosen up, it's going to break, it's going to bend, it's going to do all these things that are not going to allow those arms to lock up properly. And without that, without the arms being like absolutely hewn from stone, essentially, it just causes havoc with the PID loop, because you're just adding an additional harmonic, basically, that is going to need to be filtered out. So keep an eye on that, PS Ariel, with that Steez frame. Keep an eye on your hardware that locks those arms up. What I would personally do is I would get red Loctite, and I would take all that arm hardware, and I would like get a great big driver, and just put like a little bit of the red Loctite on each one of those, and just send those fuckers home, and just bury those arms, and then just keep an eye on it. Just every once in a while, just take that frame motor to motor and just flex the shit out of it, like as hard as you can. You should be able to grab a frame motor to motor, and you should be able to crank on that thing as hard as you possibly can. And like, you'll get it to bend a little bit, but there should never be any slop. And you want to bend it, and you want to put energy in all directions, right? Like, pretend it's crashing. We crash these things from every possible angle. So when you do this, you want to flex them in every possible angle. And look for slop. And when you find slop, don't ignore it. Figure out a way to fix it, because it'll fly so much better without sloppy arms. That's what she said. Rob Axelson is back. Frank Nicholas says Heli Direct is here, local in Indiana, about an hour drive. I think you told me that at one point, Frank. That's such a small world. Obese Quad says, good call on the Tattoo R-Line 1050 V1 for the Glide. I got 6 of them, and they're great. Damn right, Obese. I know what I'm talking about with my 6S batteries. Rob Axelson says, gonna call my internet provider tomorrow. I am not happy with them. What happened? What did Comcast do, Rob? Chomper says, I bought 8 Pro 4s from there. I'm pretty sure from the deals post. Nice, Chomper. See? Look at that. Look at that. Chomper is on my Patreon. He pays me money every month. But I put a post up on Patreon under deals, and I said, hey guys, look, here's a bunch of deals. And then Chomper went and he bought 8 Pro 4s, which saved him $40-something. Look at that. If Chomper was a $3 patron, Patreon would have paid for itself for an entire year. It took me that long to do that math. See? CiottiFPV.com. Join my Patreon. You're going to love it. I'm going to save you. I'll stop now. All right, we got to get this wrapped up, because I think I lost to Kristen. I think she's trying to sleep, and she's on the other side of that wall. So here we go. Rob Axelson says, everybody's taller than me. Suck it up. Pixel Pusher in the house. I literally thought you were 5'6" for some reason. Nope, I am a big, gangly, goofy, Captain Big Tooth, gangly Sado. Is in the chat. I'm taller than you. My arms are more gangly than yours. I am a better male. I am alpha. All right, there you have it. The imposter is more alpha than I am. I'm beating the cat under the desk, by the way. I'm not masturbatorially celebrating. Frank Nicholas says, imagine the guy you can make contact with over the bathroom stall wall. I had a VP at my location like that. Full head over the stall wall. Good God. Hey, buddy. Oh, God. Ugh. Just to prove it. There he is. Cat stream. He did this. He was looking down and he just did this. And he just looks right at me. You are such a little shitbird. Look at this. Stop it. Stop pushing on me. He does this. He pushes with his front arms to get out. He's trying to get out. Look at this good-looking cat, guys. Do you want this cat to keep living and eating his incredibly expensive food? Support me at CiottiFPV.com. Do you want this cat to get his pancreas food? Have you had enough? Are we at your limit? Yeah, we are. Okay, buddy. I'll feed you soon. Just relax. It's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. I promise. BamFPV says, are Emax Eco 2306s any good? Only if you don't crash, BamFPV. I ran those motors for a little bit and was shocked at how fragile they were. Come on, dude, no! Those are the V1s. Maybe the V2s are stronger. But yeah, I would definitely not go with the V1s. They were, the metal was just very soft, and they would just, yeah, they just got mangled. Rabbox Assistant says, you and Concrete is a match made in heaven. Imposter says, Project 399 Steez is a total redesign by Jet only. It's $80 for a totally fresh design, more similar to the Super G. Look, the Steez has been out forever. Did he redo did he redo it? And the Super G is the one that Brad had a really hard time with the arms locking up out of the box. And Brad even measured the motor-to-motor distance on the Super G, and it was off. Like the motors were not equally spaced. They were like, yeah. He was so excited about that Super G frame, and then I talked to him the day that he got it, and it was just like, what? He was just like, this thing is, what is happening? The original, oh, here we go. The original Steez was with the BRAP, and those were Show Me What You Got branded frames. I believe there was another name for that company first, but I can't remember. No, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like they've redesigned the Steez. Okay, so I take it all back. Because I don't know this Steez redesign. I was talking about the OG Steez, which, yeah, it was like the OG Steez was like the 6-inch version of the BRAP, or maybe it was the other way around. So yeah, maybe the new Steez is good. I haven't seen it. Dauntless says, what's up? I just finished watching What We Do in the Shadows. I recommend that TV show. Movie is okay, but the show is better. What We Do in the Shadows. I am always looking for good recommendations. Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Didn't It's Always Sunny spoofed that that artwork, I think. Cool. I'll give that a look. Private Island FPV was $6 Canadian dollars. He says, watching on DBL Speed 2, catch up and now Mobile 2 test if YouTube allows $6 super chats. Grats Motor Matt. Would have sent 12, but was too late for the spin. Thanks, Private, for the support. I can't imagine how awful I sound at 2 times speed. Actually, I can, because I've done it before, and it's ridiculous. Metal Dirtskin says, do you have to do anything special to get the Immortal T through the middle section of the glide? Mine looks like it's too thick to fit in there. Yeah, Metal, they redesigned the Immortal T, and it is now a little bit too thick. You gotta find the original fully rounded version of the Immortal T. I know it sucks. I ran into the same thing, and then I just decided not to mount it in the middle there, and I mounted it off the back. You get considerably better signal strength with it mounted in the back. Having it mounted in the middle, you've got all this carbon. It's just not great. It totally works. Like it works shockingly well in the middle, and it's never fail-safed on me. But I can tell by the RS or by the link quality that having it in the middle is definitely sacrificing. But it's invincible. Like it never gets hung up in the props when you put it in the middle. So yeah, I was thinking about just busting the Dremel out and just shaving it down, but then I just got lazy and put it in the rear. But this is not the rig that I did that on. This is the one that you need. You need this rounded one. I've been mounting them in the back more often than in the middle ever since I noticed the difference in signal. Here's what I'm willing to bet you have this one that has the TBS logo, and this is the one that's too thick now, and this is the current generation of Immortal T. So yeah, if you have this one, I would just put it in the back, I guess, maybe, I don't know, or try to file it or Dremel it down. CiottiFPV says the Newbie Joe Flow deal is hard to pass up. Yeah, it really is. It really is. Beating the cat is what they call it these days. Jesus Christ. Private Island with 3 more Californian Canadian dollars. Thank you, Private Island. Rob Oxison says, my wife has informed me we are picking out a new puppy next week. Nice, Rob. Very cool. Or my condolences. Hopefully you get a good one. Dauntless FPV says 44-mile-an-hour wind gusts here. Oh my god. Feels weird being on the 3rd floor of an old building. Oh my god. That's a nightmare. Oh, I'm at the bottom of the chat. If you want to say anything, get it in because we're about to end. FPV Republic says, just passing by before going to work to say hi. What's up, FPV Republic? Frank says, good night, nodding off, back to work 6 a.m. tomorrow. Was off Monday for Martin Luther King Day. Hey, yeah, happy Martin Luther King Day today. Dauntless FPV says, where do you get that Immortal T rear TPU? BMC 3D. And then last comment of the night, Rob Axelson, Californian Canadian dollars equals more Mexican food. We did it! Oh, wait, what on that screen for? Jesus. This shit goes off the fucking rails late at night, man. My God. Amber the Ham says, I just want to thanks for you streams. You're welcome, Amber the Ham. I read it properly in my mind, but my mouth didn't cooperate. Thanks for hanging, folks. Here comes a little bit more flying. I will see you patrons tomorrow because I stream every single day for the Patreon people. If you'd like to become one of them, go to CiottiFPV.com and there's a button for Patreon. You can get in on the deal for $3 a month, which is 10 cents a day. You can do it. I know you can. $3 a month means a lot to me because there's a whole bunch of people that are willing to do that, and it allows me to live. I am officially, like as of today, making just enough on Patreon to cover rent, which is a huge accomplishment. That has been the goal for a long time. Now I just have to keep it going so that, yeah, we can cover the other bills and have a little bit of money left over for a car or some other fun stuff. So you guys are amazing. Each and every one of you have allowed this to happen, and that's super cool. And yeah, stay with me. Come with me on this ride. Let's do something even cooler. Goodbye! Here's some flying. Boy, oh boy, was I not ready for this one. Hey, there it is. Oh, wait, no, I gotta, hold on. I gotta mute it. And I gotta go copyright free with my music so I don't get thrown in federal prison. And What's happening here? Why did that happen? What? Really? You can't handle playing music and this video at the same time? 11-year-old computer? Why? What? I clicked play on the goddamn music and now the whole computer is shit to bed. What? What is happening? What? It's music from a website. What? Was it just that one song? Oh no, that's not a 4K file. Now it's fine. Well, now it's not fine. Okay. Bye?